Hello and welcome to Time About the Movies. Today we are taking a look at the three films of October 7, 2016. Starting off with this year's Gone Girl. I'm not even kidding. This is literally put in the same spot that Gone Girl was put in, but this one was nowhere near as successful, not just in the box office, but also the movie itself was pretty bad. The Girl on the Train. In this movie, based off the best-selling book, Emily Blunt stars as Rachel Watson, an alcoholic who divorces her husband Tom, played by Justin Theroux, after she caught him cheating on her, taking the train to work daily. She fantasizes about the relationship of her neighbors, played by Luke Evans and Haley Bennett, during her commute. This all changes when she witnesses something from the train window, and Megan is missing, presumed dead. And again, this was supposed to be this year's Gone Girl. You know, it was based off of a popular book, but not only that, it had an interesting look to it from the trailers, a dark, gritty look to it, a great, strong cast, directed by Tate Taylor, who did The Help a couple years ago. Sounded like a real winner. Sounded like. But yeah, the actual movie we got here is nothing but a disjointed mess and one of the biggest disappointments of the year. I mean, this was much worse than I could have possibly imagined it was. I mean, this was pretty terrible. Like, so bad that I'm coughing right now. Excuse me, sorry, good lord. First of all, the cast is misused here badly. Like, nobody here gives a good performance at all. The only one who's at least trying, because she's at the forefront of it, her name is attached to it, it's Emily Blunt. But even then, she is so whiny as Rachel. I mean, this is a detestable character all across the board. That's another problem with this movie. Nobody in this movie is likable or interesting at all. Every character is a predictable cliche. You've got the voluptuous bombshell who likes to sleep around and cause trouble. You've got the woman with trust issues who's trying to help, but is actually making it worse by butting in. She's basically got main character syndrome, Emily Blunt's character. Or, in this case, she's basically the equivalent of a TikToker or a clout chaser. Like, she just has to be the center of attention in this whole thing. And, no, you're making the problems worse. Just get the fuck away. Let the people who are supposed to be doing their jobs do their jobs, honestly. Like, why is that so hard for people to understand? You know, you got the cheating husband. You got another cheating husband with sinister intentions. You've got the cops who are trying to make the guilty innocent. There's nobody in this movie that is likable at all. Another problem with the movie is that the mystery is not interesting either. The Gone Girl mystery made sense. Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck's characters were interesting because you had all these cool little twists and turns proving that neither one of them were not stupid or could play mind games with each other when they needed to, especially Pike's character. And yeah, they both had sinister intentions of their own. And in this movie, there's nothing about the mystery in this that's exciting at all. It's just so predictable, so lazy, and it doesn't help that everything else about this is just too melodramatic. There's way too much melodramatic shit in this movie. Like, it felt like watching a bad Lifetime movie. And again, it's another one of those movies where if it didn't have the big cast that it had, this would have been the Lifetime movie of the week easily. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Lifetime was going to make a movie off of this before they made the big budget movie off of this. I mean, it feels that obvious. I'm like, also, why are you wasting Danny Elfman for this? He does the score for this movie, and this is just a bland score that Danny Elfman gives this movie. Like, this is like the fourth or fifth one that he's done in the last couple of years that made me go, like, what are you doing with this dude here? It's just like, it's like they want Elfman to do something outside of his norm, but when he does that, it's nowhere near what we expect from Danny Elfman. It's just like, it makes no sense whatsoever. It just, yeah, I mean, lost my train of thought there for a second, but the only thing that I'll give it credit for is that the cinematography is good. It does a good job of creating this dark, brooding feel that the book and the story should have, but that's really the only thing that can give the movie praise for it. Everything else is just terrible. This is a bad movie, man. I mean, there's nothing interesting or exciting about it. The characters are so cliched riddled with no likability at all. The cast is wasted. The mystery doesn't make sense. The thriller aspect isn't there. The melodramatic levels are at an all-time high. It's a gigantic mess of a film. And for Tate Taylor, who 5 years ago came off The Help, and then his next two movies were Get On Up, which was a bad movie, wasting a really good Chadwick Boseman, James Brown performance, and now this movie here. It's just, the guy's lost his way. He sadly has lost his way. He hasn't made a good movie since then, sadly. And yeah, this is up there with some of the worst movies of the year so far. I mean, this is how bad a movie it is. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible movie based off of a book that would make for a much better movie in the better hands, but not with this movie. So yeah, avoid Girl on the Train like the plague. So let's go ahead and move on to what is easily the best movie of the week, but even then there are some things that need to be mentioned before we get to the good stuff. Let's talk about Birth of a Nation.
The Birth of a Nation, rated R everywhere, October 7th.
So let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room first before we actually talk about the movie. When this was getting premiered at the Sundance Film Festival earlier in the year, Fox Searchlight picked it up for like a $17.5 million deal, which was the biggest deal of the festival at that time. It won the Audience Award and the Grand Jury Prize in the dramatic competition. It was a movie that was expected to be a big Oscar contender. And then the allegations from the past of Nate Parker started to come out. So there was significant press coverage about a 1999 alleged rape by Parker and co-story writer Jean McGianni Celestine, who were accused of actually of having committed, and the fact that the accuser committed suicide in 2012. And so when the film got acquitted, and Celestine was not retired after a conviction on overturn of appeal, the controversy surrounding the alleged rape and Parker's initial responses to the controversy basically kind of shut the film's buzz down pretty quickly. And the film that Fox bought for $17.5 million only brought in $16 million at the box office. I mean, on paper, it didn't. When you look at the numbers, it doesn't seem that bad because the budget of this is only $8.5 million. But you got to remember, they've spent They spent nearly $18 million picking this movie up from the Sundance Film Festival. Not to mention all the marketing they put into it. Yeah, this was not a success at all. This was a flop in general, and it's a shame because the movie actually is pretty good. It's based off the story of Nat Turner, the enslaved man who led a slave rebellion in Southampton County, Virginia in 1831. It stars Parker as Turner. You got Armie Hammer in here, Coleman Domingo, Ajahnay Ellis, Aja Naomi King, Dwight Henry, Penelope Ann Miller, Gabrielle Union, Jackie Earle Haley. It's a good movie. It is a really good film, and a film that I really do think could have been an awards contender overall because it was a well-made film, and it could have easily ignited the directorial career of Nate Parker as a whole, but because of that controversy and the way that they addressed it early on, it really did kill the buzz for him in his next couple of movies because, yeah, he probably didn't know he made two other movies, one that came out recently that was shot all the way back in 2020, and yet didn't make a single, and yet didn't get any notoriety to it. Most people even forgot that even existed. Hell, even I forgot they even existed. I mean, that's how badly this whole thing kind of ruined this guy's career in general, because it looked like he was on his way to becoming a really good filmmaker as a whole, but of course, because of everything that had been going on behind the scenes and all that, it really ended up hurting the film in the long run. And it's a shame because the movie is good. It's a good movie. It's a well-made film. It's an engaging story overall. It's almost comparable to 12 Years a Slave, a movie that I think was a really good movie a couple years ago, but it is certainly a hard film to watch because of the stuff that's going on in that movie. And this film almost has that same effect and feel to it, but again, it's a movie where, yeah, it's a film that definitely has a lot of faults to it in terms of the stuff that went on behind the scenes, but as far as the film itself goes, it works very well. It's a very good story. It's an interesting, it features a lot of good performances, a good visual look to it. It's the type of film that really could have been an awards contender in general, but, you know, it's just proof that bad publicity can really kill a film in the long run, and it definitely shows in the way that this film got destroyed, mostly by its bad press early on. But it's definitely worth checking out. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend checking it out. It's definitely a very good film. And yeah, it's a shame that this guy's career kind of got ruined because he couldn't handle the backlash that came immediately after all this buzz was coming out of it. And yeah, the end results speak for themselves. But it is definitely a good movie. I would say it's definitely worth checking out. Birth of a Nation. So let's go ahead and move on to easily the worst movie of the week. It's another, hey, let's rip off Diary of a Wimpy Kid again. Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life.
No dyed hair of any kind.
No! Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life. October 7th, rated PG.
Can there be a rule that should be no more goddamn Diary of a Wimpy Kid knockoffs? Because I'm so sick and tired of these type of films. This one might be the very worst one. But then again, it's CBS Films. What do you expect? You take a genre that had already been dying beforehand and put it in the hands of a company that literally has taken backup scripts that studios don't want and are essentially the equivalent of a CBS television pilot. And lo and behold, this is the result you get from it. Middle School, The Worst Years of My Life, based off the books by James Patterson, the famous writer, and Chris Tibbets, and follows the story of Raphael Rafi Kachadorian, I think that's right, played by Griffin Gluck, who's a middle school student who sets out to break every one of the main rules made by his dominating tyrannical principal, played by Andrew Daly. You have a cast that also includes Lauren Graham, Rob Riggle, Isabella Mercer, Retta, Adam Paley. So there is a good cast involved in here, but a good cast can't save a movie like this. This is just, let's rip off Diary of a Wimpy Kid all over again, even though the Diary of a Wimpy Kid era was pretty much over and done with at this point, and it wasn't even that good to begin with when they made those movies. Like, you know, we had Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Judy Moody in the Not Bummer Summer, Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, and then you have this movie here, and they're all the same movie. They're just, let's take the elements from the book, add pointless, gross-out humor for the kiddies, and let's get a half-assed director to make it. And this time it's Steve Carr, who hadn't made a full movie since Paul Blart Mall Cop 7 years ago. Don't worry, he did direct a movie in between this, a segment in movie 43, which, I mean, have you got the point yet? It's not like these people aren't trying. I mean, Andrew Daly, he was one of the best things about the Yogi Bear movie, and that movie was passable. It's not a great movie by any means necessary, but he was the David Cross of that movie in general, pretty much kind of saving that movie from, you know, being kind of just a mediocre movie. He was putting his all into it, but here, even he can't really save this film in general. The movie is just boring, and it's just so lazy in terms of how, you know, they put this whole idea of, you know, let's just copy the Diary of a Wimpy Kid formula and it'll work for anything. And no, it doesn't work with a film like this. It's just lazy. It doesn't even look like a real movie. This is the type of movie that looks like something you would see on Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel. This feels more like a Disney Channel original movie than an actual movie. I mean, the kids look so fake on the posters alone. That's how terrible this movie looks and feels. It's terrible. It's a really terrible movie. It's not worth your time. I'm just glad we're coming to the end of this, because, you know, Fox is going to try to reboot the Diary of a Wimpy Kid franchise one more time with the long haul coming up in the summer, and then after that, I think people start to realize that, okay, yeah, I think we get the hint. You don't want to see any more of these movies anymore, so we'll just make them animated at this point. And hey, what do you know? Diary of a Wimpy Kid actually turns out to be pretty good when it's animated. So, but yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on middle school, the worst years of my life. You know, middle school was not a good time for me, honestly, but hey, it was better than watching a movie like this. Let me tell you that. I say that like middle school was just the worst possible time of my life. It really wasn't. If anything, elementary school was worse, but you get the hint I'm trying to get across here. But anyway, with all that said, I'm going to shut up now and to wrap this up here. That's going to do it for Time About the Movies this week. Next time we meet, Ben Affleck is back with a new movie from director Gavin O'Connor, and that is The Accountant. We'll take a look at that one. We'll take a look at Kevin Hart's latest stand-up movie, Kevin Hart What Now? We'll also take a look at more shitty family films out there. The infamously bad Max Steel, because clearly there was a demand for Max Steel 16 years after it came out, and even when it came out, nobody really gave a shit about Max Steel, so what the fuck are we making a movie about this? Why? I don't know. But then again, probably the people who made the movie don't even know either. Just like, we don't know why we're doing it. It's a property, though, so just kind of killing time to just see if there's anything else that's coming. I don't think there is. Yeah, we haven't really gotten to the big awards contenders just yet, but kind of surprised, because usually we get a couple up to this point, but I guess technically The Birth of a Nation would have counted, but of course, not the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. But we'll take a look at the three films I mentioned, Accountant, What Now, and Max Steel coming up tomorrow on the show, so be on the lookout for that. With all that said, though, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to take a look at our playlist here. Check out the previous episodes. I was saying talking because I'm wearing my cousin's Dingo Talk t-shirt, so go check out that channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below, so you can go check that out. Might as well do that. But with all that said, though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.